Hi guys, this is Oracle Daphne, and I'm doing the reading for everyone who has their ascendant sun or moon in Aries. I am going to run out of light sometime today, so if I don't get to everybody else in the constellation, I'm not in the constellation, I mean in the sky, just bear with me. I will do more videos tomorrow. So, anyways, this is for you, Aries, and I am just gonna get to it. So just bear with me. I think I'm gonna reshuffle. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the first card that I've got for you is, and this is for the month of September 2014. I think I said that just to be short. Is this is where you guys, and I just did this one for Pisces. So this is the moon. Okay, this is the moon card. The moon card typically, it's like you're not supposed to know. You're lost and you're not supposed to know the answer. You're supposed to just be lost in a way. It's a time where maybe you accept that you've gone off the path that you thought you were going to be on, and or you're not where you want to be, but you don't know how to get out of it. And the thing is Aries a lot of times sort of act a little bit dependent on others for help. And this is something that you need to get out of by yourself, because you're the one who's lost. There's nobody else around. So you need to step over those little obstacles, whatever those little obstacles are in your life, and get out of there and leave. You need to leave. You need to get off the path that you're on. You've wandered off the path, the path that you were supposed to be on, and now you're on not the wrong path. It's just you've gotten lost on the path that you took. And this can happen. But the thing about Aries is they experience the world. They don't think things all the way through. And this is very typical of them, where they do stuff without thinking about the outcome. And they just go with the flow. And they expect everything to turn out fine. But because they don't think things through, they a lot of times end up doing things that have a less than fortunate outcome in some circumstances. So for this, Aries has taken a strange path and got himself lost, or her. This is a her, okay? So this is the female Aries, okay? Um, if if this is a reading for a male Aries, then you know somebody who's lost, and that somebody is really weighing heavily on your mind. You know someone, and it's like they're your partner or they're your best friend, and you are worried to death about that person because they are lost. They have gone down the wrong path of drugs and alcohol and seedy, kind of like a seedy lifestyle, alternative lifestyle. And they are raging against the machine. They are really like, maybe they don't want to work. Maybe they don't want to work, and they just want to smoke weed all day. I don't know. It's just that can be with this card. But this card for the female Aries is that you literally have wandered off into an area that you weren't expecting, and you have to figure your way out, and you have to do it on your own. And I have confidence in you that you will. But at this time, you probably want to know. I mean, this is a horoscope, but you probably want to know the future. Like, you want to know for sure. And that's kind of weird for Aries to have that feeling, but maybe you do, or maybe you're feeling like you're lost and you don't know where to go. But this card is about, in a way, not knowing, but it's about getting out of there anyways. It's about taking a different path, not knowing, because you're not supposed to know. And it's weird because again, I'm doing the horoscopes. Well, why would you bother? Why would I bother doing these if I wasn't supposed to be telling you or shedding some light on the situation? But the thing about horoscopes and the thing about tarot, and I will just take this little moment to say this, is that tarot really tells you what's going on in the moment, okay? The energies at that time that I do the reading in the moment, this is what's going on, okay? And it already tells you what you kind of know. It subconsciously, it already tells you these things. Um, it just reaffirms the things that you already know most of the time. It's not telling you anything, any big surprise. It's not going to be any big surprise for me to tell you that you're lost, that you felt lost, and that you've maybe been lost for quite some time, and that you know that you've taken a wrong turn somewhere. But, okay, going back to what I think I was going to say about Aries, is that Aries do things, and there sometimes is no better way to learn than through experience. So Aries kind of can test this, because this is kind of a card really good for them. Speaking to them, really, they will go and do stuff without knowing how it's going to turn out. They learn so much by through this experience. Other signs not just go and do stuff. Other signs, like air signs, they think things through. They think things through so much that, like a Gemini, for instance, they can't decide to do one thing or the other, and so they go nowhere. Whereas in Aries will just keep going down a path, even if it's maybe not the right one, because they feel like it. And so they learn by experience how to do things. And even if you think you mess up, you've learned a lot from whatever experience it is that you've gone through. And I would hope that you would. So that's kind of where you're at right now. What's passing you is, interestingly enough, the wheel of fortune. It is spinning the wheel for what you really want. So before you run onto a different path, you need to take some time to think about what it is that you want. What path do you really want to go down? Do you really want to go back to school? Do you really want to switch jobs? Do you really want to become an equestrian? Horseback rider? I don't know. Whatever it is that you really want, you need to figure out the path that you're going to take to do it, and really just go for it. The foundation is Richard the Lionhearted, or the Joan of Arc. So if you're a female, Aries, reading this, you are the Joan of Arc. If you're a male, you're Richard the Lionhearted, and you are incredibly warm, and you're willing to fight for, yourself if necessary. And this could be your partner. This could be your marriage. Excuse me, that was a loud sneeze. I feel like, in a way, Aries usually team up with somebody who is the more aggressive of the two, and will defend them and do things for an Aries. Aries is very good at manipulating others to get them to do things that they want. So you have somebody who's fighting in your corner, Aries, and that's good and that's bad, because in this situation where you are right now in life, you need to fight your own battles. You need to figure out your own path. And if somebody else is doing everything for you, and you're just the infant, then you're not gonna you don't have the tools to do it yourself, And if you do leave this person, if they're a marriage person, if you do decide to leave this person, then you won't have as much tools in your toolbox to make it on your own, because you just won't know. And you'll need help again, and then somebody else will come in and take the place of the other person that you just left to help you, and then it basically is enabling you. Did I say enabling? Is that the right word? Enabler. I don't know. It's just basically, it's enabling you to continue to be helpless, to need help, and to have other people do everything for you, and that's not good. Okay, so the recent past, is getting what you wish. And, I was just talking about that. Aries have a tendency to get what they want. They get what they want. They're very good at getting what they want. And then where you are right now is like you. This is the card that I think of you. This is you. This is what's crowning you. And basically it's saying take action, go for it, dance, sing, be active. This has a musical element to it. Musical, very musical. This is for all those Aries musicians out there. Um, if you're dreaming that you want to be a performer, on a big stage somewhere, or you want to go on tour, it's time to go on tour. It's time to stop doing little coffee shops. It's time to get like a manager who's going to book you serious shows. It's time to network with other musicians and collaborate on different music projects and like be big. Like don't, this is not a time to sit back and just do nothing about your music. And, that's not it. That's not how it is right now. This is a time to go for it. Go big or go home, basically, is the message. And then this is I've talked about this before. It's a tricky, complicated card because there's two elements to it. There's the person that's on the receiving end. There's the person on the giving end, or so they think. Okay, it could be, and it actually kind of goes along with what I was talking about. How Aries, you're in a basically unequal relationship. Someone is doing all the giving and you're doing all the taking. Unfortunately, that's how I feel. The Aries is doing the taking. I'm not coming down on you here. I'm just saying I think that's the position that you're in. But the person that's giving all this stuff to you doesn't realize how much you do support and love them. You do love them and you do support them and you do things for them. It's not like you do nothing, You may be a housewife. You may be a housewife, Aries, and you may be cleaning and cooking and, making sure all the bills get paid and taking care of all the things at home and the kids and everything. And this guy that you're married to is going out there and bringing in the big bucks and you spend all this money. But you take care of all his other stuff and you take care of the house. And so you do, excuse me, I'm not sure what's going on with my throat, my sneezing, all that. You do stuff for him. So he doesn't realize it, and he may not appreciate you, the role that you're taking. But he probably views as unequal. He's the giver in his mind, and you're the taker. And there may be some resentment there. There may be some feeling like, he might want you to give more. He might want you to be out there working like he does, and he may not appreciate what you do behind the scenes. This is about really meditating on an equal partnership. And a lot of times an Aries will meet, date, and then marry a Libra, which is their opposite. And this combination is supposed to learn about partnerships. It's about balance. It's about a true partnership. It's not about the Aries taking everything the Libra has. It's not about the Aries being a gold digger. It's not about the Aries being able to get what they want out of whatever it is in the relationship that they wanted. It's not about manipulation. It is about a true partnership that has to do with two people who are committed to making their marriage work in a partnership. So if you're married, you need to really think on what can you do for the other person. And I'm talking to you, Aries. What can you do for the other person? And even if it's nothing to do with monetary, it might be monetary because he's giving you money and you're not giving him money back. So, if it's financial, what can you do financial to bring something financially to the pot? Maybe you could do like a little side business. If you're a work-at-home mom, do stuff online that you might be able to do when the kids are off at school, and that will show that you're working to support him in a monetary way as well. So he doesn't feel like he's just pouring money into the relationship and you're spending it all. Because Aries, a lot of times you are spenders. You love to spend. You love to squander. You don't like, if you do save, you're the miser. So, because Aries love clothes. They love to shop. They love, good food. They love quality things, They love fun times. So they have so much to spend their money on because they are so busy doing things. They're really active in life. And so they need money for this. You can't just get through life and be active and go out to dinner every night and go party all the weekends all the time and fly hither and yon, and look good doing it, because you're gonna have to somehow have a new outfit every single time for every single party, for everything that you do, new makeup, new shoes. You're gonna need it all, Aries, and so I get it. All this activity costs money, but in your relationship, in your partnership, you got to work on what are you giving to them financially. If you're taking everything, all of their pennies that they've worked hard on, they may not see it as a true partnership, even though you're working behind the scenes. Okay. Now, this is a terrible card. The last time this came up for Taurus, I started crying. So if I start crying, you know why. I feel something, and I feel sometimes a lot of spiritual energy around me, and sometimes that spiritual energy is just so strong that I almost can't handle it. It's just, and I feel for you, this is your emotions right now. You are hurting. You're hurting. Somebody has hurt you for whatever it is they have said or done. They have really, stabbed you in the back, They could have stabbed you in the back, a lot of times. The thing is, because Aries is it's easy to be jealous of an Aries. People are jealous of you, Aries. That's just how it is, okay? You walk into a room, you look good, and people are just like, oh my God, who the hell, who do they think she is, So it's just, you're more at risk of getting hurt sometimes, I think, because you shine a light, and with people who shine a light kind of are vulnerable to the darkness, and I don't know. I feel like this is more of a friendship that's hurt you. That's kind of what I'm getting. I don't feel like this is actually from your relationship, strangely. I don't feel like this is from a partner or boyfriend or somebody. Maybe it's a boyfriend. It could be. But I feel it's more just a friend, or several friends. Several friends could have ganged up on you, and they have, basically drawn their fortress around themselves and created a little clique against you. If you're young and you're watching this and you're like in high school or you're in college, you may be dealing with some friend drama, some haters, people that want, that have hurt you. But what's coming in is actually, it's interesting because this is the partnership card. This is partnership. So you're going to learn how to be a partner in September. This person is gonna teach you. So this is a male holding up a female, or this is a female holding up a female. But either way, you're gonna learn partnership. You're gonna be able to reach for the stars because somebody else is coming in and they're giving you that support, and you're gonna learn how to be a real true partner. We got the miser card again coming up a lot for people. I talked a lot about how in the last video how there's a lot of greed going around out there. It's like a disease. Greed is like a disease. People just catch it. It's just like the common cold. It's just all of a sudden one person's greedy, the next person's greedy, and it just keeps breeding more greed. If someone tells you not to be giving to somebody, that's something to question. Why would somebody tell you not to give when you have the ability to give? Okay, it would be different if you didn't have any money at all and you're homeless, right? You're homeless. You have nothing. You're on the street. You shit your pants every single day because there's no bathroom. Whatever. You haven't showered in 200 years. And, you're like, those are the only people that are basically excluded from this, okay? Not that they're going to be watching this video, but let's just say they did. You guys are excluded, okay? Everybody else is not excluded, right? It's a common cold. If somebody tells you not to be giving, don't give to your son. Don't give to your parents. Don't give to your friends. Why are you giving? Those people are greedy themselves. They don't want you to give to other people because they want you to give to them and only them. And it's just breeding more greediness. It's a disease. It's a disease of the mind, and it needs to be kind of cleansed from your system. So you need to go out right now and go to the Goodwill. Take off your shirt and put it in the Goodwill bag or whatever you have. I don't care if it's a rock that you have in your car, I don't care if it's, it's half, filled bottle of, water. It doesn't matter. You need to go give to somebody today, yesterday. If it could have happened yesterday, that would have been better. But you have the opportunity to do it now. And your attitude right now is not giving. It is not giving. It is greed and selfish. And you want everything for yourself. And that's going to take a toll on your marriage and your partnerships, because you can't have a true partnership without being giving. So your attitude needs to change, or else this is going to create a serious problem here. Inequality is going to be where this person that's giving you all this is going to stop. They'll stop. They'll be like, you know what? I don't need to give to her anymore. Why am I giving to her? That's what's going to go through their head. They're going to realize you're selfish, and they're going to get fed up. This greedy attitude needs to come to an end swiftly. Okay, so if I see it again in the next October, I'll know that you didn't take my advice. I won't be upset. I'll just say it again. I'll say it kindly that you need to be more giving. By the way, Aries, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I've had lifelong friendships with you guys. And I'm not saying these things to be mean to anyone at all. It's just I'm trying to help and do this reading and be honest about what I see in this reading, what I feel. So it's not even really me giving you advice. It is what the tarot cards say, because this is a tarot card reading. And then outcome is, this looks like you're going to be lifted out of hardship. Interestingly enough, somehow, some way, you're going to be lifted out of feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like, you have no money, But here's the thing. I'm just going to say this. In this case, this guy right here, your attitude can prevent you from being lifted up. You need to be giving. You need to give to people. Financial. We're talking money. We're talking property. We're talking, clothes, jewelry. Aries have a ton of jewelry. Go into your jewelry box, take a handful of the stuff that you've got in there, and give it to some friends. Give it to the Goodwill. Call up a charity and give them a $5 donation at the very least. Call Greenpeace. Really. This is, if you don't give, you're not going to get. Because in order to give, in order to receive, you have to give. So if you're not giving, you're not going to receive. This is how it is. And in this case, you could be blocked from receiving it. And let me tell you, Aries, you want everything that this card has to offer. You want to receive. Who wouldn't? You want to be carried away by the winds of prosperity. Who doesn't want that? You need the money, like I said, to be amazing. And the money's going to be there for you to be amazing if you're giving. So that is concludes my ranting and raving towards you Aries people for this reading. And I send you lots of love. And I'll be back, I think, mid-September, for mid-September reading. It might be just a couple of days from now where I do actually do the mid-September reading, or next weekend. Because I work 9 to 5. I can only do this really Monday through Friday. I mean, on the weekends. And then I will get back again for October readings. So thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.